Today on Public Eye News, the fall turkey season begins today, and fall color chairlift rides on top of Porcupine Mountain Wilderness State Park are on hold.
Later, Megan will have your weather for the weekend, and Michael will have your sports update. Hello, I'm Dana Sadler.
And I'm Megan Tarcia, and this is Public Eye News. On Tuesday night, City Commission officials in Elma, Michigan voted 4-2 approving a zoning change requested by Bethany Christian Services. Bethany wants to use a former nursing home to house boys ages 12 through 17 who cross the U.S. border and do not have legal status in the country. The boys will be able to stay for up to 40 days or until a sponsor can be found. It is not a good day to be a turkey, as today, September 15th, marks the first day of the fall turkey hunting season, which runs until November 14th. Hunters who have obtained a license to hunt can find more information on regulations, hunting hours, and more on michigan.gov/DNR under Wildlife Conservation Order. The Michigan Department of Agriculture and Development is asking the general public to keep their eyes out for an invasive species called the spotted lanternfly in an effort to save our crops. These insects lay eggs at almost any surface and are known to destroy 70 different types of crops. The insect has not yet been confirmed in the state of Michigan, but has been confirmed in 9 other U.S. states. Ford Motor Company first detected they had a gas leak in Flat Rock, Michigan on August 30th. The leak caused around 1,400 gallons of gasoline to leak into these residents' homes, causing many people to be evacuated from their homes for at least a few weeks as they test the sewer system and/or air quality. To compensate those involved, Ford will be sending out $600,000 to the 1,200 displaced households, each household receiving a $500 check, but no answer on when they for sure can move back to their homes. As fall rolls around, the beautiful and greatly known UP color change is almost upon us. But with this color change comes a great demand for the spectacular views where tourists flock to see the UP colors at its peak. Unfortunately, this year, Porcupine Mountain chairlift rides are being rebuilt during this time and aren't predicted to open back up until mid-October after the UP has already passed its peak. Thankfully, however, you can still go to some other fantastic places, such as the Lake of the Clouds Overlook, the Summit Peak Tower, and the series of waterfalls along the Presque Isle River, located at the west end of the park, where you can see the amazing colors of the UP. This Saturday, join in on the fun at the Parade of Nations and Multicultural Festival. The festival runs from 12 p.m. starting on Quincy Street in downtown Hancock until 3 p.m. where it'll end at D Stadium. Admission to this stadium is free and everyone is welcome to join. For more information, visit mtu.edu. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with your national and international news.
Bats. For many, flying creatures of nightmares and news cycles.
COVID-19 may have had its roots in bats.
But to scientists, they are biological wonders.
They can fly in complete darkness.
They can get infection without getting sick.
We do not understand yet fully why.
What can their extraordinary biology teach us?
There it is, Secret of Everlasting Youth.
Bat Superpowers on Nova.
Tonight at 9 and tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Welcome back. 6 new cases of measles have been reported from people recently traveling into the country from Afghanistan in an effort to escape the Taliban. The cases are located in both Wisconsin and Virginia and are being quarantined as well as vaccinated against measles. Jen Psaki, White House press secretary, said, quote, "All arriving Afghans are required to be vaccinated for measles as a condition of entry into the U.S., end quote. And today, Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles told Congress turned a blind eye to U.S. gymnastics team Dr. Larry Nassar's sexual abuse of her and hundreds of other women. She said, quote, "Enough is enough." She and 3 other U.S. gymnasts spoke about the lasting toll of Nassar's crimes on their lives. This hearing is part of a congressional effort to hold the FBI accountable after multiple missteps in the investigation. At least 40 girls said they were molested after the FBI had been made aware of the allegations in 2015. Nassar was ultimately charged in 2016 with federal child pornography offenses and sexual abuse charges in Michigan and is now serving decades in prison.
Thousands of unvaccinated French healthcare workers face going on suspension if they do not get their vaccine by this upcoming Wednesday. This puts all hospital staff and patients at risk due to short staffing threats, with the possible loss of so many workers. The legal deadline for the French healthcare workers to get their first dose of the vaccine is October 15th. In Denmark, unwanted attention has been brought to a questionable century-old tradition of driving sea mammals into shallow waters, where they are then slaughtered by those who choose to participate in the tradition of sticking a hook into their blowholes and cutting down their spines with knives. Although the white-sided dolphins are not endangered, the massive amount that was more recently slaughtered brings into question what lies ahead for this century-old tradition.
The Inspirational 4 space mission tonight will carry the first all-civilian crew into orbit. The 3-day trip will raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The 4 people on board will circle the Earth in a SpaceX capsule. Mark Strassman is at the site of the launch.
There we go.
They've trained for nearly the last half year.
5, 2, 1, liftoff.
Inspiration 4's spacebound civilians, the crew of the first fully commercial, non-government flight ever to orbit our planet.
And as we move, to the moon and Mars and beyond, we're writing the narrative of human spaceflight right now.
Here's the crew.
265 feet above the SpaceX launch pad, the mission's commander, Jared Isaacman, walked us down the same path they'll take tonight.
This year, like jetway to the rockets. This is a first. That's significance, that's responsibility.
Responsibility being the first, that there will be a second and a third and a fourth?
Absolutely. You have to get this one right for all the other great missions to follow.
The billionaire entrepreneur, a high school dropout, chartered the flight from SpaceX.
Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon.
His reported cost, around $200 million. For 3 days, they will orbit above the Earth, soaring some 360 miles above the planet, about 100 miles higher than the International Space Station. Through the clear, custom-built cupola in the capsule, they'll have hemispheric views of Earth and deep space.
This is where everybody got on.
Also flying, Chris Simbrowski, an aerospace engineer, Cyan Proctor, a science educator from Phoenix, and Haley Arsenault, a 29-year-old physician assistant at St. Jude's Hospital. But when she was 10, the hospital treated her for bone cancer. At some point in space, the crew will talk to children who are now patients at St. Jude's.
They're going to see that somebody who was in their shoes, who also fought childhood cancer, can go to space, and I think it's really going to show them what they're capable of.
This flight's fundraising goal is $200 million for St. Jude's Hospital, and to jumpstart that, Isaacman personally kicked in $100 million. Mark Strassman, CBS News, at the Kennedy Space Center.
Tensions are high in the Korean Peninsula after new missile tests by both the North and the South. Tina Cross has the latest from London.
South Korea released this video overnight, saying it successfully fired its first submarine-based missile. It's the first country without a nuclear weapon to test a missile of that type. This follows North Korea's test of a new long-range cruise missile over the weekend. Overnight, the North also fired 2 ballistic missiles, a violation of UN sanctions. The U.S. quickly condemned the North Korean launch. A State Department spokesperson called it a violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions and said it posed a threat to its neighbors and the international community. In Seoul, South Korea's president and China's foreign minister met Wednesday to discuss the situation. President Moon asked for China's support to denuclearize the Korean peninsula. North Korea has continued to develop its weapon systems after talks stalled in 2019. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
After this break, Megan will have your weather report and Mike will have your sports update. Stay tuned.
Coming up on Austin City Limits. Try to make it real. Compared to what? Can't stand it. Hard time in this crazy town. Having hard time. There's no love to be found.
Saturday night at 11.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Megan Tarcia here with your weather. As you can see behind me, the sun is shining upon the NMU campus. As we look into today's conditions, it is partly cloudy with a temperature of 67 degrees. Our winds are east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and our barometric pressure is 29.96 inches and rising. Looking into tonight's conditions, it will be mostly cloudy with a low of 57 degrees, and our winds will be out of the south at 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow's conditions will be very windy with a high of 77 degrees. Our winds will be south-southwest at 20 miles per hour. Looking across the UP, starting over in Sault Ste. Marie, it is 68 and sunny. Manistique at 73 and partly cloudy. Escanaba 72 and partly cloudy. Down in Menominee 73 and cloudy. Iron Mountain as well as 73 and cloudy. Ironwood 72 and partly cloudy. Up in Houghton it is 72 and cloudy as well. And here in beautiful Marquette it is 67 and partly cloudy. As we look ahead at this week's conditions, starting with Friday, it'll be a high of 68 and a low of 47 with scattered thunderstorms throughout. Saturday will be a high of 69 and a low of 56 with partly sunny skies. And Sunday will be a high of 81 and a low of 65 with sunny skies. Now going over to Michael with our sports.
Hi there. The UEFA Champions League started yesterday with Barcelona in the middle of its first season without club legend Lionel Messi. Barcelona would welcome German giant Bayern Munich to their home stadium of Camp Nou in what would be their first matchup of the tournament. Thomas Muller of Bayern Munich would score the first goal of the game in the 34th minute, with world-class Bayern striker Robert Lewandowski scoring in the 56th and 85th minutes respectively. Bayern would win 3-0 and was been the start of a very disappointing season for Barcelona. In his return to Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo and the rest of United faced off against Swedish soccer club Young Boys. Ronaldo opened the scoring in what was expected to be a Man U domination in the 13th minute, but United would go down a man in the 35th. Young Boys would not go down without a fight as they would tie the game in the 66th minute, and American striker Theo Sebechu scored in the game's 95th minute to steal the game for Manchester United. And for the defending champions of Europe, Chelsea started their Champions League hopes at home against Zenit St. Petersburg. Chelsea would dominate possession in this game, controlling the ball 67% of the time and completed 91% of their attempted passes. Despite a complete domination of Zenit, Chelsea only managed one goal in the 69th minute by Romelu Lukaku. American superstar Christian Pulisic did not play for Chelsea yesterday. Pulisic has only appeared in 2 games so far for Chelsea this season. Curious as just a few years ago, the London-based team spent $73 million on the American attacker. Another American will play today for Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. Gio Reyna looks to fill the playmaking role vacated by Jadon Sancho after he was sold to Manchester United over the summer. And Messi returns to action with Paris Saint-Germain as they take on Belgian club Club Brugge. In Hart, Michigan, explorers have found a new discovery. It looks like someone had a jaw-dropping experience looking out over the beautiful Silver Lake as their jawbone was the only thing discovered today sitting at the bottom of the water. More information is to come on this developing story.
And that's all we have for you today. My name's Dana Sadler.
I'm Michael Cudahy.
Have a great day.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.